Hello, everybody. I am Drew Duncan. Do not forget that Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan Radio. You can find me on YouTube and Patreon by looking for Drew Duncan Radio. And do not forget that I am wherever you are listening to podcasts. Simply take a device to play Drew Duncan on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I am wherever you are listening to podcasts. Folks, I am super thrilled to introduce our next guest on the program. She comes in with an undefeated record, and she is from Brooklyn. She just got done doing a little bit of studying right now. Her name is Destiny Quinones, and she's hanging out with yours truly. Destiny, thank you so much for taking a couple of moments to speak with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, Destiny. And as I made mention of, you're out there in Brooklyn right now. New York is essentially ground zero for what is going on. How are you maintaining, and what are you doing with your time out there?
I am bored. Right? It is the best way to put it. Besides doing schoolwork, I'm stuck in the house doing absolutely nothing.
Have you been able to find time to maybe train in home? Do you have any good workouts for people that are going, hey, look, my gyms are closed. What can I do while I'm sitting at the house?
Everything is completely locked down. Grocery stores are insane to get into. As for working out and training, no, because my school workload has been absolutely insane. They said, okay, you're home. Here's all this work to do.
You've got a lot more time on your hands here while we throw an extra load on you.
Yeah.
Destiny, there's been obviously a lot of chaos out there in New York. How is your family doing? How are you doing? Do you know anybody who's been infected by the coronavirus? How are you mentally dealing with all this?
I mean, it definitely is tough. My family, thankfully, everybody is okay. I'm okay. Everyone is okay. I do know someone that gets the virus. They're currently still in the hospital. I think he's like 70. He's 70-something. And his birthday just passed. That's his birthday in the hospital. So hopefully stop soon, but right now, he's doing okay. He's stable and he's okay. So you just have to release him.
We're talking to Destiny Quinones. I am Drew Duncan, and hopefully she's going to be able to get a fight scheduled very soon. Has this affected you in any way in terms of how you look at the fighting game right now?
No, not really. I mean, I've been a little bit out of the loop when it comes like to the fight game and stuff because I've been very focused on school. So I'm just hoping to get past this big workload of school so I can get some training in to fight again before I'm 30.
Destiny, I'm sure you've seen there's been a lot going on with the Khabib Ferguson fight. Obviously, this is the fourth or fifth time they try to put this thing together. It almost seems that the inevitable is it's never going to happen. However, well, and Dana White maintains that it will happen. What do you think? Do you think that the UFC should be even trying to put on events right now as it is?
I don't think so. I think everything needs to just be put on pause for right now. Because with everything going on, I think everything just needs to blow over before they decide to do anything. And it seems like, for whatever reason, this fight was not meant to happen at all. The universe is like, no, not happening.
I think, to be fair, what is going on, I think there's a lot of people that are trying to feel some sort of normalcy through sports because we've all kind of lived through that for the good majority of our lives. I can't remember a time in my life when there wasn't sport going on. So do you think that maybe plays a big part into how people feel about it and still kind of wanting this show to happen?
Yeah, I think that does play a big part of it because it's a big entertainment for what am I supposed to watch now? What am I supposed to do?
One of the things that Dana White said to me that really jumped out was, he was talking about the need for his fighters to eat. And, I'm responsible for hundreds of people that are counting on me and on my company to provide for their families. Would you want to be Dana White right now in this situation?
Absolutely not. I would not want to be, because it is a tough position to be in, because, as a fighter, you build your whole life on doing that and making your money just on that. So when you don't, you do now,
Destiny, rough transition here. You're in college. What are you studying, and what are your aspirations beyond the cage?
Oh, so my major is forensic science. I'm studying to work as a toxicologist.
So what you're telling me is you're smarter than me.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a tough and challenging major. I'm not going to lie, it's very stressful. And even just starting out, pretty heavy once you start.
With that, are there going to be a lot of, because, internships right now might be something that's on pause. So when thinking, progressively with all of this, how do you intend to kind of gain some experience, or do you already have some already in what you aspire to be outside of that cage?
As of right now, they're not doing anything like that. Good thing for me is I've just started, so I don't need it right now. So I have a little bit of time before I get to where I need to be when it comes to internships and stuff. Thankfully for me, the program I'm in, they give it right to you, right within your classes. So that's the good part for me. But I'm just thankful that right now it really didn't, because the classes that I am taking now, they're still, pretty hands-on. So I might have to retake the course later on, because I have to be in a lab for certain classes, and not being in the lab you're not really learning what you really need to learn. Rather than, they're giving you videos and stuff to look so you can get an idea about how you're actually going to learn. It does kind of slow the process down a little bit, because now I'm probably going to take another couple months to retake the course to actually learn what I need to know.
I would venture to guess that there are a lot of people out there, though, that obviously are in your situation. Have you found any support groups to kind of help you through stuff? How have you been able to get help from teachers and those kinds of things?
It's rough, I have to say. I would say people from my class, I have them to talk to. My girlfriend, she is in nursing school, so it's even harder for her because she has clinicals. And she's trying to figure out the same thing. So we're going back and forth with telling each other it's going to be okay and we'll make it work. So that's what we're doing when it comes to the schoolwork and stuff. But in the end, the bottom line is, what are we going to do when it comes to actually doing certain things? After her clinicals, music labs, and there's a lot of other people in the same position. And putting it in a distance learning really meshes us all up. Because I even had to drop a class because I was not learning anything. They're like, oh, just do this, this, and this, and here's some videos, and that's it. I don't know how we were supposed to learn from that.
Destiny, as I do with all of my guests, I give them an opportunity to say whatever it is that's on their mind. There's no right or wrong answer here. The floor is 100% yours.
Oh, okay. I don't really know.
It's amazing. All the questions that I ever asked, I give people a chance to say whatever it is that they want to, and they're like...
And we're all like...
Right, yeah. It's all good, Destiny. Thank you so much for being on the program. Make sure that you're staying safe out there. Best of luck to you and your family, and, of course, going forward in your career.
Thank you, and same to you. You stay safe. I mean, where are you?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, so you're not on lockdown or anything?
No, we are out here.
Out there?
We're not on like lockdown. What's going on out here right now is basically you're supposed to stay inside. They want basically everybody in the house by a certain time. Unless it's essential, you're not supposed to go anywhere. We've got restaurants that are open, but they're all delivering takeout right now. So not nearly as stringent as what's going on out there where you are. But I mean, there's, some different things to follow. So.
Yeah, New York is a little more strict. Like, even supermarkets, they no more than 10 people. There's lines going down the block for stores, and it's pretty bad out here.
Yeah, it's been insane, especially like Walmart, places like that they've got that new rule that they've instituted now where they're allowing 5 people in at a time. They can't be within 1,000 square feet of each other. I mean, this is definitely hell home for a lot of people.
From Walmart, and it was not fun at all. And I want to go back.
Like, man, all I need is a couple of things. I don't need to be out here for 3 hours, And of course, right now, trying to set up, time to pick up is really difficult as well. I mean, you're having to do it days in advance if you want to order groceries. I mean, it's just, it's definitely chaotic right now.
I was doing that last night, and they said, stuff that you might want to order may not be in stock, and it didn't tell you until afterwards.
So definitely, we're all just trying to adjust, I think, the best that we can. And, it's definitely tough times, I think, for everybody. And I mean, basically, we are in a new world. Everything that we've known is completely changed seemingly overnight. And it's all just a huge adjustment for all of us. So.
I do not like being home this month.
I know that's right. Well, Destiny, thank you so much for being on the show. Best of luck to you going forward. And again, make sure to stay safe out there. All right.
All right. You too. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, Destiny. All right, everybody. She's Destiny. I'm simply Drew Duncan. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan Radio. Find me on YouTube and Patreon by looking for Drew Duncan Radio. And do not forget that I am wherever you are listening to podcasts. Simply tell your device to play Drew Duncan on iHeart, Spreaker, Google. I am wherever you are listening to podcasts. And as always, don't you dare touch that dial.